What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ZBCN, Zebec today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 17th of June, and here we are at about 6 hours, 30 minutes left in the day at about $0.0041 right now, down almost 11% on the day. Getting a little volatility to the downside. Bitcoin's shaking up the markets, but something tells me Bitcoin could be moving up and you'd still be dropping because ZBCN, you guys, has just performed a miraculous move. We just saw a 10.2x from a low to a high, 10.2x in what was literally 1 month and 1 week to the day, right? You started on the 23rd of April, ended on the 30th of May. That's 1 week and a month to the day. 10.2x, okay? You saw a 10.2x in that amount of time. It makes sense that you're going to consolidate a little bit more. From a low to a high, the 236 is consolidating. You're just a little bit below the 236 like this. When you break below it like this, you typically, it's like a 95% chance or more that you will see the 382 before you move up higher, okay? Almost always is that the case, okay? If you bounce like this, if you have this interaction, you could find support. But whenever you start doing stuff like this, it's basically inevitable that you go down there. And on top of that, regardless of your interaction, it's very common, even still from here, it's very common to go to your 382 and find support. In strong moves, which what do I know, right? I've been doing this for 9 years. I've been in crypto for 10 years. This is my third bull cycle. What do I know? But in strong moves, you typically do look to find support at the 382. That's the expectation. That's what you look to do. And it makes all the sense in the world that that's where you're going to go, right? If we're looking at this on a daily time frame, daily RSI, you had your little move up yesterday, but most of that was a wick and you came back down, right? You got above the 50 only to get back below it. That's not a good thing. You're literally residing below the 50, gasping for air, and then getting back below it. You're probably going to go lower. You broke out of your uptrend in the daily RSI, you're going to go to the 40 or the 0, find support down there. I don't think ZBCN is going to go down forever. I just think it's going to go down, and it might even find this area of support later this week. We've got, if we're looking at this on a weekly time frame, it's a pretty bearish week so far. 5 days, 7 hours left. You pumped up and now you're dumping. That's going to psych a lot of people out, emotionally charged people, that's for sure. There are a lot of emotionally charged people whenever it comes to ZBCN. We'll get into that in a second. Oh man, it's the writings on the wall. You guys are desperate to see this thing go up. You're desperate to see me be proven wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong, man. Prove me wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that ZBCN does a 10x tomorrow and everybody's rich. I hope the trolls get the last laugh. I'd rather see you guys make money than lose money because I've been here before. I know what this means whenever there's all these high emotions, right? Whenever the price goes where I think it's going to go, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to panic sell. The same people who panic bought at the highs are going to panic sell, right? That's just what's going to happen. Unfortunately, it's what's going to happen. But you look at the weekly RSI, you got pretty deep in there. You're probably going to come down a little bit more, find support at the 50, around there between the 60 or the 50. You'll probably find a higher low on the weekly time frame overall. Why is this all over the place? Damn it, that had the white lines all over the place. You'll probably come down and find support there. You're overall in a very bullish posturing. I think ZBCN is absurdly bullish. It's one of the top performers throughout April and going into May. Or I shouldn't say throughout April. The end of April going into the end of May there. It's one of the top performing assets. It'll probably continue to outperform a lot of altcoins, but as any coin does, whenever it does miraculous movements like this, you're going to see a little bit of consolidation. And I highly doubt that after a 10.2x, 1 week, 2 weeks later, you find your low. You're just going to move up for a month and a week, and then 2 weeks later, you're going to find your low and then rip again? No, that's not what happens. Maybe in peak alt season, that's what happens, but not right now, no. You're probably going to consolidate. I suspect that a lot of altcoins and a lot of cryptos are going to have end-of-month rallies of this month of June, and ZBCN will not be one of them, unfortunately. I don't think that it's going to drop that whole time. I really wouldn't be surprised if between this week or next week, maybe even by the end of this week, man. I mean, we've got 5 days, 7 hours left, 5 days, 6.5 hours left in this week here. I wouldn't be surprised if we found our low this week. And where's that low going to be? Again, we take a high to a low here. High to a low here. The 382 is right there at 00293. It's very likely that we go around to 0029. If you take a high to low here and you look at the fib extensions, typically when you go from the 1886200 area, you drop down to the 1414, 1272 area, 0034 to 0029. That's the expected outcome, something in there. And really, a lot of signs are pointing to that 1272. We can even take this from a high here to a low there and see that your golden ratio of this extension is right there, right at 0029. The writing is on the walls. It's likely that that's what's going to happen. And some people have theories as to why I'm bearish on ZBCN. And I want to address those theories right now because it's cute to watch you guys try, but you don't know what you're talking about. The writing is on the wall, guys. Some of you think that I'm emotionally charged with ZBCN, that I hate it, that I want to see it go down. And that's just not true. I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope that the price goes up and that I'm wrong and that even the haters get the last laugh because there's more friends invested in ZBCN than there are haters. And I want to see everybody make money. I don't care. Friends, haters, lovers, fighters, whatever. I want to see everybody make money. The reason why I'm so adamant about talking about the price going down is because I believe the price is going down. It's not because I hate ZBCN. There seems to be this narrative that people think I just have a vendetta against ZBCN. It's not my coin. I don't hold it. Therefore, I'm bearish on it because I've missed out on the gains. But let's nip that in the ass. Let's prove that wrong real quick, okay? Go back and watch my video from April 23rd. If you're curious, you don't have to sit through a lot of videos on my channel. I make a lot of them every day. 23rd of April, we were at the lows, the all-time lows, and people were panicking. People were panicking, saying, should I sell? Should I sell? Is ZBCN dead? And I remember saying, things don't look good, but this is probably the worst time to sell. You're at your all-time lows, and you could be getting set up for a double bottom. Double bottoms off the all-time lows are oftentimes some of the most bullish environments that you could be in and can create very positive reactions. Depending on how you move up from here, this could be actually an immaculate area to buy. Maybe you move up, you find a lower high, and then you come back down. Okay, then we could talk about selling, but that never happened. I was bullish on ZBCN from the low all the way up until this day here, this red day here. And I remember this day, whenever we wicked, I said, we were down here and I said, we're probably going to get one last push up. And the area that I thought we'd go to was literally this area. Go back and watch. Go back and watch the 24th of May, 25th of May. I was bullish a whole month. A whole month I was bullish on ZBCN. And guess what? I didn't own ZBCN then. Your theory that I'm bearish on ZBCN just because I don't own it and I'm a hater is literally invalidated with that. I'm bearish on ZBCN because it looks like it wants to go down. Because you have bearish divergence. Because you broke out of your daily downtrend or uptrend and you're now forming a downtrend. Because you look weak and you're losing volume as you're moving up. All these things that are clear indicators that you're probably going to go lower. Clear indicators, okay? I remember here saying we're going to have one last push up and the target area was actually this zone. We didn't get there. We stopped here and we had a bearish engulfing candle. On this day, that's whenever I was bearish. On that day is when I flipped bearish. But I was bullish from a low to a high. 8.1x of this move, of this overall 10.2x move, I was bullish for 800 or 700% of it, okay? The idea that I just want to see ZBCN go down, that I'm a hater, I don't know where you guys are getting that idea from, but I have another idea. Here's my thoughts. I'm not emotionally charged with this. I'm being direct with you guys. I'm talking about this. I'm telling you what my thoughts are with the TA, the statistics, the probabilities. That's all it is. My theory is a lot of you who are invested, not all of you, there's plenty of you who bought down here. Crypto Rob, not Crypto. Crypto Rob's actually someone else. Crypto Future, Rob Mass, had been advocating for ZBCN for months. There are plenty of people who got in at the lows. And I have a strong feeling that the people who got in at the lows are not the ones who are upset with me talking about the prices going lower. You guys are in a position of strength. It actually makes a lot of sense that the people who are talking smack, who are concerned, who hate me because I'm talking about the price going lower, who are emotionally charged people, it makes sense that a lot of you bought up here. And the writing's on the wall. We can see it. Why? Look at where all the volume was. Look at that large day in volume. Look at right where it was. We had a big wick here. People don't buy at the lows of those kind of days. No, they buy at the highs, right? I have a strong suspicion, and I think it's even validated by the way of this volume here. Most of you bought here. So it makes sense when I talk about prices that are lower than this range that you're going to get upset. But I'm not the one that's emotionally charged. You need to look in the mirror. If you believe the rhetoric that I just hate ZBCN and I just want to see it go down, you missed the whole month where I was bullish on it from its all-time lows. You missed that. And I wasn't holding any of it then. I'm not saying this because I have a vendetta. I'm not saying this because I want to see people lose their money or lose their asses or miss out on a good opportunity. I want to see everybody make money. I want to see you guys make money. And the warning that I'm trying to address here, especially to the shitheads, is that if you're emotionally involved, you're probably, if you're emotionally invested, you're going to make emotional decisions, and that's when you make wrong decisions. We can see it. The writing's on the wall. A lot of you bought the high. What thinks that you're going to be capable of not selling the low? I have a strong suspicion that the majority of people who bought here, 90% or more of you who bought here, unfortunately, you're going to be the liquidity that the strong hands, like me, like Crypto Future, like all of his constituents and following, we're the ones that are going to buy from you. The people who are emotionally invested here are going to emotionally panic sell here. And it's because you think that, I don't know, you think you're God, or you think that I'm just some guy that's talking smack and I have no experience. But the thing is, I've been doing technical analysis for 9 years. I've been in the crypto markets for 10 years, okay? This is not new. I've seen this before. And when I tell you that the statistical probability from here is to go down to 0.029, I mean that. I'm not saying that to hurt your feelings. If it hurts your feelings, that's your problem. You got to work on that. You got to work on that because you're going to make emotionally backed decisions. And regardless of what happens, I think there's going to be some good that comes of this. If you're emotionally invested and you bought here, odds are most of you are probably going to sell. You're going to panic sell once we get below like 0.003 at the worst possible time. You bought at the worst possible time. It might make sense you're going to sell at the worst possible time, okay? But some of you won't. Some of you will hold through. And you'll realize that no matter how bad things get, the sun will shine again. The sun will shine. ZBCN is going to see new all-time highs. It's going to grow. You don't get a 10x move like this and then it's over. We haven't even seen alt season yet. You're going to grow. You're going to do phenomenal. ZBCN, by the end of the cycle, you guys, talking about how much I hate ZBCN, it's probably going to do a 100x from here. You'll probably see a multi-$10 billion market cap, 30 billion, 60 billion, somewhere in that range. If you don't get a 100x, cool. Whatever. Maybe you get an 80x. Oh well, boo-hoo. Maybe you do see a 200x. You could get up to $70 billion, and that'd be a 200x from here, right? ZBCN has the buyback program and stuff like that, where they take things out of circulation. There's all these bullish things going for it, right? Absolutely there are. Just because I don't talk about the news doesn't mean I'm not aware of the news, you guys. But if you look at the news and you use that to influence you, how many people, I wonder, bought on the news yesterday that Robinhood wallet listed ZBCN? Not Robinhood, but Robinhood wallet. I wonder how many people bought on that. Good news tends to reflect negative price. Negative news reflects positive price. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if what happens is we move down here, there's some negative news that comes out. All the haters are going to say, you got lucky. There's this negative thing that happened. That's why it's down. And really, that's going to be the low point. That negative news is actually going to be a clear buy signal. Maybe there's no negative news. Maybe there's not at all. I don't care. I don't care about the news. I care about the technicals. And right now, the technicals are saying we're going down to 0.029. This is supposed to be a short-term analysis video, but I got carried away with addressing the facts here, right? Setting the record straight. Because you guys are crazy. The emotions are high. The writing is on the wall, and it's okay. It's okay to be emotional. It's just not okay to make investments based off emotional decisions. You guys got to calm down. Dropping with volume coming in. 1 hour looks bearish. You're going to begin this final onslaught, guys. And I really do think on the bright side, it's going to happen faster than I expected. You're going to see 0.034 to 0.029 by the end of this week or early next week. You won't rally going into the end of the month. Just because you find your low this week or whatever doesn't mean that you're going to rally right from then. Maybe you do. I mean, sometimes you do. In very bullish circumstances, you do. Definitely have your buy order set between 0.034 and 0.029. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're like me, that's where I'm going to buy. It could go lower. We could go to 0.022, and that's fine if we do. We're going to find support at prior resistance. It's not a big deal. I would happily buy here and sit through the red, right? In fact, something that's unexpected, a little bit more of a drop, might be what's needed to get people to capitulate, but I think this will be all that we need. Once you find the low, you're not going to do this. You're probably going to consolidate, find a higher low, consolidate, find a higher low, slowly but surely work your way up here, and then like in the middle of the month, that's when you're going to rip. And when you rip, it's going to be glorious. When you rip, it's going to be fantastic, and you will see prices that are worth probably 10 times what the price is now. If you buy here and you wait a month or two, I bet you get a 10x from here. But if you buy here, you're not buying at an opportunistic moment, right? That's just all I'm saying here. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. And get your popcorn out, folks. I have a feeling that the comments are going to be spicy. Hugs and kisses. Love you all. I hope you make money and you don't make the wrong decision. Seriously, okay? Regardless of who I'm talking to. If you didn't sell here, and you didn't take it upon yourself to sell here at this very obvious point, you better not sell here. You better not sell at the lows, because we are days away, weeks away from finding the low. Not weeks away. I should say days away from finding the low, weeks away from seeing new all-time highs. We're very close to seeing it. Even here at 004, it's a good price to buy. You're at a pretty heavy discount. I just think if you wait, you're going to have a substantially better price to buy. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. It's okay to be emotional. Do not make financial decisions based off your emotions, okay? Lesson learned, hopefully, for some of you. Most of you probably won't learn that lesson, but some of you will. Bye-bye.